everyone, and welcome to the 1991 pre-season review, where we're going to give you a rundown of the teams and a little bit of look at on-track action. McLaren retain Berger and Senna as their driver lineup. World champion Gerhard Berger will be gunning for a second world title, but Senna wants to prove a point after a difficult 1990 season. Ferrari nearly won the World Championship in 1990, just missing out to Gerhard Berger, but they've signed Jean Alesi to partner Alain Prost, the three-time world champion. Can Alesi start adding titles to that? Only time will tell. Benetton have got Nannini. After a great 1990 season, they have signed Williams, exiting Riccardo Patrese to partner him. 7 wins will give him a massive boost. Lotus have got an all-new lineup, a rookie lineup of Mika Häkkinen and Johnny Herbert, partnering at the helm of it's going to be a difficult season for Lotus financially, but can he make a name for himself? The Williams team have got Nigel Mansell and, of course, Game, who actually had a difficult end to the season last year. A few rumours that he might not be cut out for it, but this is his time. Tyrrell have got Nakajima and Modena on their books for this season. Tyrrell will be wanting to make a bit of an impression after losing Jean Alesi, but time will tell. Leighton House have kept Gugelman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and Capelli for the 1991 season, hoping to push on since losing Nui, but let's see. Brabham has left Brabham, meaning Martin Brundle and Mark Blundell will be at the helm, the pilots of the machines this season. Let's see what they can do. The Footwork Arrows team have got Michele Alboreto, bringing out 5 Grand Prix victories and much needed information which will help them progress. Also Cafi's there. Now, with heavy rumours that Peugeot are interested in Ligier, Boots and Signs to partner Eric Comas, but what will we make of that Peugeot rumours? Minardi have got Martini and Morbidelli for their season. Now another team on the horizon could be sold, possibly to Audi, but we'll have to wait and see. Jordan, a brand new team for 1991, have got Bertrand Gachot and a young guy, Michael Schumacher, but it'll be a difficult debut season for them, but we will see. McLaren started the test as everyone expected them to, with Gerhard Berger leaving the garage first as the world champion of 1990, the current Formula 1 world champion. He said the car is fantastic. Got out of it at the end of the day, ranting and raving about how good it was, and he is incredibly pleased that he definitely thinks he'll be able to maintain his form and become a 2-time world champion. But Senna looked quick. Senna was just fractionally quicker than Berger, but he will right the wrongs of 1990. Ferrari. Now, Prost left the garage this morning in hopes that he will be able to challenge after just narrowly missing out on the 1990 World Championship to Gerhard Berger, but they're not happy at Ferrari. The car isn't quick. Prost has already aired his concerns that it could be a difficult season for them, and Jean Alesi was less public about how he thought about the car, but he was obviously just saying it. But Prost was furious. He is hoping for mass changes, but Ferrari have already said a lot of work needs to be done before they're competitive. Here is the striking new Camel sponsored livery Benetton for the 1991 season, piloted by Nannini, as we see on the screen, and it's not been a great day for Benetton, truth be told. But they thought they've gone for a completely different car setup, completely different car concept, and they think that it will just take a couple of Grand Prix just to get into the swing of things. Nelson Piquet has retired, so they have got Patrese. It's a good lineup for the team, but they need all that knowledge, and they expect to be a little bit off the pace in the first couple of races, but they've got massive upgrade coming for the 3rd round of the season, and they're hoping that should propel them to the front, where they can start competing a little bit more. A very bare Lotus with Mika Häkkinen at the helm. 2 young drivers, really looking to make a name for himself, but with Lotus struggling financially, without really a title sponsor. It's incredibly bare on the car after losing the Camel sponsorship to the Benetton team. They are fighting for money. It's dire over at Lewis. But the two young drivers have got to make a name for themselves, and they have been ragging the arse end off of it. But they said it's quick. No, they didn't say it was quick. Of course they didn't. They said it was fast in the corners. Well, sort of fast in the corners, but just not very good in a straight line. But we can see what they can make of this plucky Lewis team. Nigel Mansell left the garage and was extremely positive about the new Williams he has stepped into. Game was just as positive as well, setting nearly identical lap times with Mansell just being fractionally quicker over the day. But Mansell was incredibly pleased with his new car. He took a chance to take a little dig at Ferrari, saying this car much suited his driving style, and it was nice to be at a team that listened to him, which was a little bit rude on Ferrari. But we know that's the type of character that Nigel Mansell is. But a huge amount of laps picked up today by both drivers, but it would seem that there's not a lot of harmony in the team. Mansell and Game looked very distant from each other, but with a few problems maybe creeping in from last season. But Williams look incredibly quick, but not McLaren quick. Can they challenge the Woking team this season? Tyrrell have exited the garage for the first time, and after a couple of delays due to some technical problems with the car, they got out to set a good chunk of laps. Both drivers fairly optimistic about the season ahead, hoping to really pick up maybe where they left off last season. They struggled towards the end of the last season, with Lacey starting the season incredibly well. But we'll have to see. Tyrrell look fairly optimistic with their chances this season, but we'll see. Leighton House, with the gorgeous liveried car, have stepped wheel onto the track for testing, and they were really just looking for mileage. They just wanted to make sure that all the car was working correctly. No real pace was shown, but we will see. We will see indeed. They've lost Nui. It could be difficult there for them this season, but we will see. All is good at Leighton House. Brabham are also a team struggling financially, and Martin Brundle and Mark Blundell are there hopefully to propel that team maybe back to the top, but I don't think so. It could be interesting. Maybe they're looking for a buyer. They haven't said, after nearly a big off from Martin Brundle in the Brabham. Nearly an absolute disaster, but they claim they're not for sale, but report suggests they are. Arrows, now they're comfortable. They look great. It's a great looking car with a great livery. It's a decent driver lineup for them. They weren't going for pace. They had a few technical problems mid-morning, but they were ironed out fairly quickly, and drivers got back out on track to set a good chunk of laps. A lot was learned today. They didn't give too much away, but all is good. Now the Ligier team with Thierry Boutsen at the helm. He was flying, but could this be just to push that Peugeot deal over the line, possibly for next season? We will see indeed, but they are going to need a miracle, I think, because he was pushing like crazy, but it wasn't quick. The team know this, but we'll have to see. We will have to see. The gorgeous and brand new Jordan team have unveiled their car at pre-season testing, the gorgeous 7-Up livery, piloted by Bertrand Gachot and Michael Schumacher, owned by Eddie Jordan, and they got out on track very quickly, started putting down some laps, but a small mistake from Gachot has spun the car into the gravel, into the wall, and they lost huge time, but they did manage to get back on track, and they produced some really quick lap times. They had the top teams eyeing them up, but we will see how they progress in this World Championship, but it's a very positive start for the Jordan team, and that is the rundown on pre-season testing complete. Join us very soon for round 1 of what will be an excellent championship in 1991.